What is going on, y'all? Podcast episode 63, I think. Hey, we're just out here doing it now, baby. Sorry if my camera is at a weird angle. Trying to get it. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's getting ready for Christmas and the holidays. I know I am. I'm getting excited to have a few days off from work. Just to be able to kind of just take a breather, man. Sometimes we just need a breather. Sometimes we just need a break. And, I'm hoping to do a little bit of writing, hoping to record some. Definitely hit the gym. Just spend some time with the family. But, yeah, man, definitely excited. Definitely excited. It's always a good feeling to, it feels like, the end of December, start of January is just new energy, man, all around. Just new beginnings, new energy. And, it's definitely something I'm looking forward to. So, I am working on a new little project with my homie Spade. He's a producer. He's worked with Reckless before. And, yeah, man, we just really wanted to work together. We've never worked together, and we just thought it was right, Timing was right. The vibe was right. His beats are fire. And he kind of caught me at a good time because he caught me at the end of, releasing my last album, Continuance. And I always feel like, at the end of an album, when you're releasing, you kind of let go of all this energy, and then you get really inspired. You want to just create. And so he hit me up, and it was only right, man. I was in the mode, and I've been trying to get after it. And I just telling him, yo, man, I got momentum's up right now. I'm trying not to let it fade, so let's keep it going. So we'll see what happens, man. Of course, Spotify rap drop, and I'm still pretty pumped up about that. And I'm hoping to really grow in 2025. I never really thought that I would get as far as I have. Not that I'm crazy far or anything, or I just I'm really proud of the numbers that we did this year. It took a lot of work, it took a lot of effort and energy, and it's something that I don't take lightly. So I did have a question recently. Somebody saw the numbers, and this person asked me if I paid for streaming or paid for promo. And honestly, man, I've never paid for promo, like Spotify playlisting or anything like that. I've looked into it, but it never made sense for where I was at. It always just, at least from what I've seen, it just feels a little scammy. It feels like you're just kind of throwing your money to the wind and hoping some random playlist pops off, So I've never done it. And if you have and you've had success with it, obviously let me know, because it would be cool if I knew that I was gonna have if I knew I was gonna have success with it. But obviously I want my money to go in the most resourceful pockets, if you will. I don't want to waste my money. I want to make sure that I'm putting it in the right place. So, to that person that asked me that, no, I've never paid for playlisting or anything like that. It's just from hard work, man. I mean, I know that's a generic answer, but it is. I mean, it has a lot to do with strategy and timing. And this person's my friend, so of course I kind of let him know what I meant by that in further detail. But what I do mean by that is, strategy being, who can I collab with that is popping themselves, and who can also help me pop along with them. Not in a way to use them, but in a way of like coming together as artists and making something that people have never heard before. So collabs, that's going to be a big thing. If you want streams, collab with people who have different fan bases than you, and I promise you, somebody in their fan base, it may not be everybody, but somebody in their fan base is going to like what you guys created together. So that's one thing. Another thing with strategy that we've kind of taken advantage of over the years is we make songs that, like, we're really big into sports. And sorry if I'm looking down here, my camera angle is weird. I don't feel like messing with it. But we like sports, so why not make songs that kind of is inspired by sports teams or players that we like? For example, Shohei Ohtani. Back when he was a rookie, Emac and I made a song about him and called it Shohei Ohtani. And I think that was 2020, maybe 2020, 2021. But we put that song out, and it's grown over the years because obviously his popularity has gone up. The Dodgers just won the World Series this year, so of course people are looking up songs about Shohei Ohtani on Spotify. And we did the same thing with Connor Bedard and the Chicago Blackhawks. We did the same thing I've done it for almost every sport. I did a song about LaMelo Ball. I did a song about Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Call it corny, call it what you want, but I like sports, and my favorite players inspire me to make music. As weird as that sounds. So, and then of course dropping those songs during the season is going to help a lot. I'm going to twist this camera around because I feel like I'm talking at an angle. There we go. Finally. But yeah, man, it's just finding a strategy and sticking to it. And then, of course, I mentioned timing, especially with collabs. Whoever the artist that you're collabing with, work with them to find out when they are going to release their own music. And that way, when you guys can strategize the release of your song together based around, maybe they're dropping an album. So if they're dropping an album, more people are going to look at that and be on their page than if they weren't. And if it was just a random time and they don't really have any buzz going. So for example, that Godspeed record with Eddie 9-Volt. I knew he was dropping a new album. It wasn't something that I really talked with him about, but I just knew in the back of my mind he was dropping an album. And of course, I paid attention to when he said he was releasing. And so I made sure that we had our song finished. I made sure we had our song ready and uploaded 2 weeks before he dropped his new album. And that way, I drop our song, creates a buzz, then he drops an album and it creates another buzz. So it's like 2 buzzes off one release. And again, I just shout out to my boy Eddie 9-Volt. I mean, the dude, he's blowing up right now in the blues, rock, country scene. If you haven't heard him, if you haven't seen him live, you definitely need to, because he's fire. He's amazing live. His band is awesome. And he's just a killer dude all around. But yeah, man, it's just being smart with your releases, you know. And another thing, you know, Spotify kind of makes it pretty easy to customize your profile, and that's one thing that they like to see. I know it sounds stupid, it is stupid, but they want to see you like engaging with their app. You know, are you updating your profile picture frequently? Are you adding anything to your profile description? Are you doing their artist pick selection? Are you creating your own playlist on your artist profile? You know, it's little small things like that. And to my homie that asked me, that we kind of had a conversation about this, you know, he makes really meaningful music that has powerful messages. His music is powerful. And, you know, he just was discouraged. Like, you know, I make meaningful music, but yet nobody's listening. And to that I responded, like, you know, keep making meaningful music, because, you know, that's what your fan base is really going to be attracted to, you know, somebody that's real. But unfortunately, the DSPs like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, all the streaming platforms, they don't really care about the message that you're making. They don't care about that. What they do care about is how much traffic you're generating for their apps. And if you keep that in mind, you could still make meaningful music, but just be more strategic and focused on the timing of your releases. And I promise you will grow. I mean, and I'm not trying to come off like a pretentious dick that knows everything about stream, because, I mean, honestly, my numbers are baby numbers compared to some artists out there that are independent and still rocking it. I'm not talking about, you know, huge artists. I'm talking about independent artists, underground rappers that you may have heard one or two songs, but their shit is popping. So I'm not trying to come off like a know-all with Spotify. I'm just trying to speak on how I've gotten the numbers that I've gotten without paying for promo and all that bullshit. So that's what I've done. I've tried to stay consistent. You know, I try to release at least one record a month. You know, I may not have done that the whole year this year, but that's kind of been like a central focus of mine. You know, how can I release and just kind of stay consistent with the app, keep it flowing, keep it going. You know, that's really been my goal. So I hope that helps, man. I hope that helps. I mean, I know it's not shiny, flashy bullshit. It's going to take some time, like anything else. But that's how I've gotten the numbers that I've gotten this year. You know? And one big focus, man, that I just can't stress enough is just collabs. You have to be willing to collab with people. Because if you just solely make music on your own, and you don't have anybody in your corner to really kind of help you, it's really tough to pop off, man. It's tough to get people to listen, because it's just, while your messages and your music might be a little bit different, people want to hear like multiple things, you know, on one song, multiple people, you know, like, damn, okay, I never heard this dude play guitar on a rap record before. I never heard this dude play keys on a synth record before, you know? I mean, I don't know. I'm just speaking out of my ass. You know, I listened to the Mr. Beast episode on Theo Von's podcast recently, and he talked about the purple cow and seeing, You know, how can you really capture views and people's attention? Because people want to see shit they've never seen before. So if they're driving down the road and they see a regular cow, they might not look. But if they're driving down the road and they see a purple cow, they're going to stop. They're going to take pictures. They're going to, you know, spend time staring at that cow. And it's kind of the same concept, you know, with music. How can we capture an audience away from the Drakes, the Kendricks, the J. Coles, you know? Not saying my music is on their level. I'm just saying, how can I make it different? How can I capture an audience's attention away from the mainstream artists? And the toughest thing, man, that I've realized over the years is a lot of times local people, they don't give two flying fucks about your music. Your local city, your hometown, they really don't care. Because when they hear your shit, they actually get jealous. They don't want you to succeed further than them. When they hear your shit, they feel insecure and feel like, you know, they're not on your level. Even if they don't even make music, they just don't care enough to support. They'd rather listen to the Kendricks and J. Coles and Drakes, which is cool, man. It only makes me hungrier when my city just doesn't give two fucks about my music. They never have, and honestly, they probably never will. And if they do, they still wouldn't give me the respect that I deserve, you know? I could put out a gajillion albums and earn the respect of a shit ton of people, man. But the hometown, man, they just don't. It's weird. At least in my city, that's what I've experienced. You know, Cincinnati's not a very welcoming, supportive place for their artist. You know, it's one big ass competition. And you can make country records and I can make hip hop, but yet somehow we're still competing. You know? It's fucking dumb. It really is. But that's preaching to the choir. That's been a conversation and an argument that I have had so many times with so many of my friends. It just doesn't. It's one ear and out the other. So, but yeah, man. You know, I hope this helps. Like I said, I'm not trying to be a know-it-all. I'm not trying to act like I know it all. I'm not trying to act like I'm bigger than my britches. You know, I have a lot of work to do. But, you know, I'm just trying to speak from my own quote-unquote success that I've had over the years in growing my Spotify numbers organically. You know? The way I see it is like, if I can help somebody else, you know, get to where I'm at, then we could grow together and kind of be running buddies, and let's feed off that. You know, that's really one thing that I really miss about my boy Reckless. Him and I were running buddies, man. When it came to releases, if he released, I had to release. Because if not, I didn't want him to be, you know, I didn't want him to outrun me, or, you know, I didn't want him to be alone, be the only one that released. And, you know, you could say that was competition, but it was healthy competition. You know, we promoted each other. We wanted each other to grow, you know? And it's just as much as I was releasing, he was releasing. Just as much as he was releasing, I was trying to release. So we really try to stay after it. And if I can help more of my friends kind of get on that same level, stop overthinking the bullshit, then I think we could really grow and take off. But that's just my thoughts. But yeah, man. anyway, I hope everyone's doing good. That's all I'm going to give you today. I don't want to burn your ears up. I hope everyone's doing well. You know, have a good weekend. Have a good holiday. I hope we can talk soon. But if not, much love. Peace.